Oh no no. Oh no no.
Hello my fellow foot perverts, my name is Pickles, the biggest foot fetishist in the world, and today I am going to explain to you the reasons why I declined playing the role of Beetlejuice in the hit Tim Burton horror comedy of the same name. After the success of his first full-length film Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Tim Burton was ready to tackle other major motion pictures. He was already working on a script for his adaptation of Batman, but then started looking through other scripts sent to him and came across Beetlejuice, and decided this would be his next big project. Originally, Burton wanted the role of Beetlejuice to be played by Sammy Davis Jr., but decided to look for some fresh talent instead. I at the time was a struggling actor, starring mostly in low-budget pornos. Of course these weren't foot fetish pornos, after all. It was the 1980s, and foot fetishes would not become popular until the late 90s and the turn of the millennium. Anyways, my agent gave me a call and told me that Tim Burton was looking for an actor to play the title character in his upcoming movie Beetlejuice, a movie where a recently deceased couple try to scare a new family of people out of their house, and accidentally let loose a trouble making freelance bio-exorcist, who would do more than just scare them. The thought of playing a horny ghost with the most sounded pretty swell in my mind, and I thought, oh what the hell, I'll do it. Also I figured that I might get discovered by playing in a surreal comedy about ghosts. I paid a visit to Tim Burton and I was instantly drafted as Beetlejuice's leading man, and I said bang, that was super fucking swell. Being the title character of the film, he asked for input in improvements to the script. This gave me a chance to give Tim Burton lots of swell improvements to the movie, but ultimately little to none of my ideas were considered. Here is a list of several rejected ideas which ultimately led me to quit starring in the film. First and foremost, there is the scene where the Maitlands are decorating their house during their swell vacation. I suggested to Burton that instead of Adam smothering Barbara with kisses, couldn't Barbara give Adam a foot job, which would actually last for about 5 minutes in the film. There was also the scene where the Maitlands fall off the bridge and die. I suggested an alteration in the scene where the car dangles halfway off the bridge, and a giant octopus comes out of the water and pulls the Maitlands out of the car, and starts raping their sexy feet like bag. That was swell. We skip to the scene where a new family called the Dietzes move into the Maitland house, one of them being the morbid daughter Lydia Dietz. I originally wanted the character of Lydia to be a lot more open with her lower body and make it so that she is always seen wearing purple Japanese bedwear and barefoot at all times, so that all closet foot fetishists could fap to the swellness like they egg. That was swell. Next there was the scene with the giant snake. I suggested that instead of trying to kill Charles Dietz, it would instead rob the petal innocence of all the Dietzes like lapping my tongue off their silky souls shoving my head up your asses as a dildo. Bag. That was swell. I told Burton that instead of using a stop-motion effect, I could just use my 300-mile-long cock for the effect. But nonetheless he decided to just go with using stop-motion. Oh well. Next there was the scene where Lydia was playing charades to guess BJ's name. I wanted it so that BJ would give her a foot massage until she guessed his name and he would masturbate to the swellness while doing so, like bag. That was swell. Then finally, there was the scene where Beetlejuice and Lydia are about to get married. I wanted to add some swell foot fetish comedy for the big finale, in where Beetlejuice sprays his ectoplasmic ghost cum all over the house, which turns everyone into foot fetishists, and Beetlejuice, Lydia, the Dietzes, the Maitlands, and all the other swell characters of the movie get together and engage in the longest super swell mega stomp plankton spankin' foot job orgy in the history of the silver screen, and it will sound like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. It's showtime. The animated series based on this movie is very very swell. Even though it has little to no canon with the original film, it's still a personal favorite of Beef's 292. He watches the episodes that have been scattered all over YouTube every chance he gets. Enough breaking the fourth wall, now rub my boner. Like rib 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 bag. That lost swallow. Anyways, let's get to the actual reason I stopped being in the film. I was reading through the script, and I noticed a scene near the end of the film, where BJ is eaten by a large sandworm that bursts through the ceiling. When I saw this I panicked like no. I angrily stormed into Tim Burton's office and screamed, what the fuck is going on here? And yes, I am aware of the irony. Anyways, I said, how could you possibly have my character get eaten by a giant sandworm? He will say, what do you mean? I said, how could you insist on making something so disgustingly gruesome and humiliating to my character? I mean, think about it. A sandworm is a footless animal, and the thought of being eaten by a footless animal makes me fucking bork. And he says, I just wanted something unique to finish off the main villain, and I thought having him get eaten by an otherworldly creature was very, how you put it, swell. I will continue with the attack by saying, fuck that shit, I repeat, I'm not getting eaten by a dreaded footless sandworm. Couldn't you just make it so that BJ is actually crushed by a giant sand knitter, who crushes BJ with his naked foot, until he gets extremely horny and gets everyone else horny and they engage in the raunchy foot job orgy, like I wanted in the first place? He will then say, hell no you sick fuck, I am not going to add any of your idiotic ideas for the film, so shut the fuck up about it. I will say fine then, get someone else to be your trained monkey, I'm out of here, but not before I do to Winona Ryder what I should have done a long time ago, like just so you know, I can see into the future and Tim Burton is going to have you in another of his movies, called Edward Scissorhands. You will be playing opposite Johnny Depp, who by the way, is going to be in a lot, and I mean a lot of Tim Burton's films later down the road. Well, that's enough breaking the fabric of time and space, not to mention the fourth wall, now rub my boner. Like rib 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 rib. Who ya gonna call? Ghostbusters. That reminds me, Beefs 292 has to make a script for why I declined the role of Peter Venkman in the movie Ghostbusters. Bag. That lost swallow. And that's how I was in the movie Beetlejuice for a little bit, and even after all I said and done, I still think the movie is pretty swell. Except for the part where BJ gets eaten by the dreaded sandworm, which to this day makes me fucking bork. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am going to look for a giant sand knitter, and have him go to Tim Burton's house and crush the fucking fuckity fucking shitty dildos of Baghdad out of that no talent foot of gold. See you later my swell pedal pounding sick fucks, peace out y'all.